Hello and welcome to Hamer Reviews. My name is Christopher Hamer and today we're going to be looking at the Dell Pro Stereo Headset UC150s, which are eerily similar to the Jabra Evolve 40 headset. I actually borrowed these from my sister because she told me that she had received a headset from work, as we all are, now we're working from home, and didn't want to have a look at it because obviously she knows what I've been reviewing. And when I first laid eyes on them, I very quickly realised there was something very similar to these to the ones I use on a day-to-day basis. They're the same. There's some very subtle and minor differences, but in effect, this is the same headset as the one made by Jabra. And Dell doesn't even hide this. Sound by Jabra, it proclaims on the front of the Dell box. On the back of the control panel, it says Sound by Jabra. So clearly there is a partnership between Dell and Jabra, which resulted in the Dell Pro Stereo Headset UC150s. Sorry, it's a terrible name. I'm having a real trouble remembering it. So what are the differences? Let's start off there. Well, the build quality is slightly worse. The materials are clearly cheaper. There's also some functionality differences as well. If we start off with the Jabra headset, the control panel is a great place to see that difference. So on the control panel, you have the usual volume down, volume up, you have an accept call button, and you have the very important mute button. In the center, you also have a button which, when clicked, will activate the busy light on the Jabra Evolve 40s, and a red light will come on the left-hand ear cup, which is supposed to show your colleagues that you are currently busy. Obviously, with all of us working from home, that isn't so much of a concern, but it's useful, I guess, if you work in a call center. The materials are very high quality and it's very comfortable. When I wear them, they fit my head easily, and as I have mentioned in the past about these headsets, you can move the microphone boom to the right-hand side or to the left, which is a great feature. You can also move the microphone boom on the Dell headset in the same way. It's just the materials are all a little bit cheaper and it doesn't feel quite so good. But when you're wearing them, other than the fact that the cheap rubber on top of the headband kind of pulls your hair, which will hopefully subside with time, they feel the same. And that's fantastic because Jabra makes some incredibly ergonomic headsets, and it's nice to see that Dell has carried that across. The Dell control panel has very similar controls. You have the volume down, the volume up, you have the call accept button and the mute button. You're missing that busy light. That's not something in the Dell headset. Another difference between Jabra and Dell is that on the Jabra headset, you can actually remove the cable to the headset itself from the control panel. And this gives you a very nice 3.5mm headphone jack, which you can plug into your computer or indeed a phone or a tablet. And it pretty much allows you connectivity with anything. You don't get that with the Dell headset. The Dell headset very much is USB-A only. I don't think that's a major problem. If you're using this headset, you're probably using it for work, which means you're going to be plugging it into a computer, so a USB-A connection is fine. It'd be nice to have a USB-C option, but these are a little older, so perhaps that's not surprising. One thing that I think all of us have noticed throughout the lockdowns, throughout the various restrictions, is that working from home has got extremely popular. That has resulted in massive price hikes on webcams, monitors, headsets, anything required for us to work from home. And that's resulted in something quite negative, which is it's hard to afford even a basic headset like the Jabra Evolve 40s. In fact, the cost of those at the moment is about £60 to £70. The Dell headset, direct from Dell, comes in at £40. Very affordable, and given that you're getting the same performance as the Jabra headset, clearly great value. And how about we have a look at the sound quality right now so you can get an idea for yourself whether they really do sound the same, which is what I think. So let's start off with the Dell headset. This is the audio test from the Dell Pro Stereo Headset UC150. In terms of sound quality, I think it's not bad. It sounds eerily similar to the Jabra Evolve 40s, which you'll hear in a moment. However, I'm very pleased with this. I think that it doesn't pick up too much background noise in terms of popping. You don't get a huge amount, and it's pretty much what I'd expect from a decent headset. And now let's have the sound from the Jabra headset. To compare against the Dell Pro Stereo Headset UC150, I have my audio test from the Jabra Evolve 40. This is not the second version, the Jabra Evolve 240. This is the original version. However, I think in terms of audio quality, these two are strikingly similar. So I think it's fair to say that they are very, very similar. And when listening back on the headphones, on the various pairs, the sound from them is the same as well. The audio technology really is identical, and that's a good thing. You can trust to use these in relatively noisy home environments, in busy offices, and you should get good sound quality of people able to hear you without too much background noise, which I think is perfectly acceptable. I'm really, really impressed that Dell's been selling this sort of on the sly. If I was them, I would have made more hoo-ha about it, because I'm sure they could have shifted a lot of these boxes, and given the fact they're still selling them for £40, it's quite obvious that, you know, there isn't much demand. Otherwise they would be sold out like everyone else. One thing I did notice, and this is quite interesting, is that although they've been making these since, I think, 2016 or before, the manufacturing date on these is June 2020, so they're very much still in production. If I were you, I'd really pick one up if you need a headset, because it's a great way of getting a quality headset at a reasonable price. They are certified Skype for Business. They work absolutely fine in Microsoft Teams. I haven't had any issues using them on Zoom. They have worked flawlessly with my Mac and my work PC laptop. I honestly think they are perfect for those of you working from home that need a headset and haven't got one up until now. If you're watching this a while after the pandemic, I would say check the prices of other headsets. If the Jabra headset costs the same as the Dell headset, I'd be tempted to pick one of those up simply for the ability to disconnect that 3.5mm cable and plug it into other devices. Equally, you might find a good deal on the Jabra Evolve 240s, which are equally a very good headset. I've enjoyed using those. I just didn't like the microphone boom being on the left, which is why I continue to use the previous generation. Overall though, Dell has done a good job shipping basically a identical Jabra product at a very reasonable price point. And as a result, as I've said, I recommend them. I hope you found this useful. If you have any questions about the Dell headset, please do comment in the comment section below. I'd be happy to help. If you haven't already, check out my review of the Jabra Evolve 40s, which the link is above. If you are interested, I also have a review of the Jabra Evolve 240s, which is the newer generation of these. A link to those is above as well. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. If you haven't already, please subscribe. It really helps and I really appreciate it. And I do hope that I see you again next time. Thank you very much. Goodbye.